Hello, we're back at it again, you guys. We're back inside the studio. I've got Stephen Woods with me today. This is Be Rated, where we take you off the couch and into action. So it's all about indie here in Las Vegas, short films. I mean, you could be training rats, dogs. You could be a dancer, an entertainer, porn star. I don't give a fuck. If you've got talent, we want you in this seat over here. Stephen, what is going on?
Hey Lee, how's it going?
I'm going to give a little bit of introduction too as well because I didn't really give you an introduction. But Steven has been with me for at least a year and a half and change. You're
It feels like
21 now.
it's
You were like
almost
19.
2 years.
Yeah, so I was 19 when I first met you. You went through the film school, which was incredible. You did a great job. You're a graduate. We worked together. You're a writer. You are a director. You are a VFX guy. Also, too, makeup as well, SFX as well. I mean, like, can you explain to some people what you kind of do and stuff like that?
Yeah, I kind of had my foot in a lot of different things. So specifically for SFX, I do
Why don't you pull that out and just show
yeah,
the
why,
camera
why
over
don't
here?
I? All right. So this was a sculpted piece that I made. It took a little while
It's
to
it's
sculpt
fucking
it, and
terrifying.
yeah, but it's definitely got a little bit
And
going
what is
for
that
it.
for? I mean, we
This
want
is
to share.
for an upcoming feature that I wrote and that we're working on called Analog. It's got a lot of great stuff in there. I really like what we have in there.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Um,
releasing also too, just to everybody. We're gonna be releasing a bit of a short. It's kind of improv. It's it's not like the stuff you wrote. We were just kind of trying to put something out there because I just, sometimes you just got to get things out there and just get going. I mean, like it feels like you have to just put it out there and see what comes back. And so we will be releasing something that kind of has you in it. It stars you a little bit. You are the star of this as well, and a lot of the things also too as well. Echo of Shadows, no, not Echo of Shadows. You
I was in there, but I
yeah,
definitely
yeah. But
wasn't a
you're
star
a
girl.
man of all many traits and
Yeah.
talents, basically. You're almost kind of like Arya Stark, basically. He's the faceless man. I mean, you're walking around, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really incredible. But go on. I'm
You
sorry,
can
I
find me in the
interrupted.
background of a lot of different projects
In the foreground too, as well.
yeah, yeah. One of your previous guests, Garrett, I
Hmm.
was the star. I don't know if I say star, but
Yeah,
uh,
you were the star of that
yeah,
movie.
I was the
We're gonna
star
show a bit
of
of that.
his project,
Call me.
Call
Yes.
Me, Winky Face.
Uh huh.
Yeah, but I've been in a few projects and I've written a good amount, but right now I've been mainly focusing on the effects
Yeah.
portion of my repertoire.
Absolutely. But I think that,
Yeah.
for me, with you, and I tell everybody all the time that, to be a mentor to someone like yourself, it's really easy for all you guys. I mean, it's like you have been doing all that's necessary to prove to me, and not that you've proved anything to me, but we have a family here. I mean, we've got your girlfriend here, Natalie. She's been in stuff too as well. She's sitting on the couch. We've got Garrett over here. We've got Rick Ross, Ricardo. We've got some Latino Edgar over here or something like that. We've got Russell. I'm just kidding. He's Filipino, but he's dope as hell. We've got Marlon in the background too as well. So it's just like a family. Like I
Yeah.
truly, truly love you guys, and you're fucking talented. And so that's why I want to put you in this seat, the hot seat. And it's just having a conversation about your stuff that you're doing. And I mean, like, please don't play down. Like, you are an incredible writer. I really do love your stuff. You showed up when many students didn't. When we had Eric Blakeney was here, also to Jamal Jennings, who wrote Starlight, which is kind of behind me over here. But that was great. I mean, like, so you showed up, you've done the necessary work, you understand the story structure and the three act stuff, and you've just been working. And nobody, even in this room right now, is always like, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" Because if I'm not making money, you guys aren't making money. But you guys could always say no. I've got a lot of zany ideas, and I'm just super impressed about you.
Yeah.
I mean, you were 19 when I met you, and you were still nails. You know, absolutely. So, let me ask you a question. What
Yes.
is your favorite aspect of film at this moment? Like right now?
Right this moment, I personally, I really like just seeing everything come together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the projects that we have completed
Mm-hmm.
and those that we've released, I just love seeing it all
Me too.
together. It's
Me too.
incredible. And um, as I said, I've mainly been working behind the scenes right now,
Mm-hmm.
trying to finish this bad boy and get him camera ready for the upcoming shoots.
We're also
But
going to finish something that, well, I'm not going to say anything, but You and I talked before about something that you'd written a while back that we're going to do.
Oh yes, yeah,
So, and I won't say too much about that, for certain reasons. But anyway, we're
yeah.
gonna do something with that also too as well because you're incredible, and I thought that was a really incredible piece. And let's not talk too much about it, but what we're gonna be working on.
I believe I have
Yeah,
in mind what you have in
absolutely,
mind. Yeah.
absolutely.
Um.
So I mean, like honestly, so let's just talk about a couple of the projects. Call Me. What was it like to work for Garrett as a director, or what was it like for the process of that? Like for you, because every person you play including when you were with Chris, and I love Chris dearly. He's going to be in the show too as well. You played this wizard. We wrote the
Oh,
lines, and some people don't
I
understand.
forgot about that either.
We're gonna
Damn.
play a bit of that because that's actually in Garrett's movie. And
Oh,
Call
it
Me.
is. Oh,
Did you know that?
yeah. I had no
Yeah,
clue.
when she's
Damn.
watching TV. Hey, wizard man.
Shit.
Blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah
you're
blah.
right. You're right.
Silence. That. So we have that. Yeah, that was a big part. Yeah. So you're everywhere. I mean, you're everywhere and everything.
Yeah.
So how was it? I mean, let's stop talking about how was that working, and how did you prepare for that character as an actor?
That, so with my character in Call Me, it just felt so isolated. That's how I really wanted to get into the headspace of it, feeling alone and just like this freak, And I feel like my portrayal, it really came out well. He's pervert. We had a lot of fun on set. I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was this very intimate scene where I'm supposed to be like touching myself,
Yeah.
and
I'm
the
glad I wasn't
first
there for that,
take,
Robert Easton's.
it's a very it's a pretty long shot, and for the first take, I did everything so seriously, and then we
Oh,
finally
really?
got there, and
Okay.
I just totally made a fool of myself. But
I think the icing on the cake for me, literally, the icing was like you squirting the lotion in your hand and son of a bitch. It's like we've all been there before. I mean, like it's wild because it's like I don't think the guy's grotesque by any means, and they're really perverted. I just think that in general, men just get lonely sometimes, and you don't have a girlfriend,
Yeah.
and things just happen. It's just part of life. So, because I see myself in that character a little bit, and that's me the perversion aspect of it. So, and that's not that thing. But I just feel like dating is a wild, wild thing.
It's definitely a hard game if you're
Single.
not, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't mean him like as grotesque and like
No, not
gross,
at all.
but
Not at all.
more of a just like almost caricature of this
Mhm.
like toxic trait within
Absolutely.
some men that just seeps out and
It does.
builds upon itself exponentially.
I feel like there's an obsession about when you have somebody that's almost there because you seriously want a connection with someone. That can be male to male, male and female or whatever, heterosexual, gay, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like, I feel like there's this connection that you want so badly, and someone does give you a little bit of tension that you haven't had before. There lies that perversion, meaning not a nasty thing, but like, I'm into them so much that I want to concentrate. What are you doing today? And Garrett and I talked about this in another episode, which was a previous episode, which was, you know, for me, the movie's made that look that you have, and we'll show it, but that look that you have when you're looking at like, aw, my baby, like you're looking, and it goes to all the shots of the girl, and you're just like stalking her and stuff like that. And it's like, is that in your mind? Are you stalking her? So and I think it was well played. I really
Thank
do.
you.
And everyone that I see that you play, just always it changes just enough that it's not you.
Yeah, I try to put as much real world experience that I have into these characters, but still make them unique. They're all their own people, whether it's Frank from Call
Yeah.
Me, or if
Yeah.
it's just some random guy walking in the background
Yeah.
of Blood Ritual.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Randomly, like, there's a guy, and it wasn't like your walk or anything like that. Just some guys walking
some
from
guy,
college, just doing your thing.
Each person, each character, they have their own stories, and I just try to, when I'm acting and even when I'm writing, just have each person be individual and act a separate way.
Yeah, your writing has definitely just gotten so much better. I feel like everybody has their own voice, and it's hard to do that. And I think that what I learned early, and I don't necessarily call myself a screenwriter, but I had a really great teacher and mentor, Eric Blakeney. He wrote and directed Gunshy with Sandra Bullock and Liam Neeson, yada yada yada. He's one of the main guys that started 21 Jump Street and founded Johnny Depp. But what I like about Eric so much is that when I wrote a movie called With Another Friend, my buddy John Ryan, Big John Ryan, that's There's little John Ryan in our city too as well. But Big John Ryan and I, we wrote this thing called Beauty Kills. And Eric's like, I want you to close your eyes. I'm like, okay. So we had 3 women talking. And he's like, well, I'm going to read these lines. And do you know who they are? I'm like, I don't really know that. Because when I close my eyes and I listen to the speech, she's like, well, do this. So Lisa, she was like, well, Lisa, what does she do? Well, she likes the law. She likes cops. And she likes to do X, Y, and Z with cops. She's dated a lot of them before, men in the police force. So she's super aggressive all the time. So I started to write those lines like that. And when you go, just fucking kill him. Oh, there's Lisa. There's that voice. So how do you find your voices when you're writing your characters?
Personally, I try to listen to people in the real world. That's where I get my most influence and inspiration from. I try to take real conversations that I've had, that I've heard, like even just people that I pass by, because I work on Fremont Street, and if I hear some crazy conversation there.
That's across, and he was a dope-ass rapper, by the way. We looked him up. Remember that night we came down, myself, Felicia, and Heather, and Russell? And wait, Ricardo was there too as well. And went down there at nighttime. That dude, even though he was talking about,
the one guy at
pigeons or something like that. Like taking showers with pigeons or something like I don't know what it was. But he was saying he was a rapper and stuff like that. This dude can't rap. I went to the site, he was kind of dope. I don't know what his name is, but like he was actually kind of dope.
Yeah, I'll let him know that he said that, because I remember he asked about like when that would be out, and so
yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I know there was like trouble with Fremont security and how they were pushing you off, even though they let people film there all the time.
All the time. I see Scarlett Voss or whatever her name is, like, here's a slap. Here's a slap. It's like, and she's out on Fremont, and then they stop us because we got some cameras and stuff like that. We're not even doing anything bad.
Yeah, I see people out there all the time with cameras. It just was stupid. But
I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, but it's not true. I mean, I might get it because everybody's out there, but and they're wearing real policemen.
Yeah. No, they're just jerks and they're bored. I don't know. Most of the time they don't have a lot going on, so any little action they get.
It was the fact that he had curly hair.
Oh,
he had the big ass camera and stuff like that. Yeah, Rick Ross. I mean, they both had curly hair. That was crazy. They both had curly hair, and so we're out there trying to do some real shit and just try to get some interviews. And these motherfuckers, just why do this? Why? I mean, stop. Don't be LA. Like, this is not LA. This is Vegas. And it's Fremont Street. And people don't care. You got Michael Jackson, like the broke down Michael Jackson guy. That guy.
Both of them.
They're terrible.
I mean,
one's kind of good.
One of them,
one thinks he's really Michael Jackson.
One of them, he really,
I mean, he was like, no,
in the zone.
This was crazy. I'm gonna tell everybody out here right now. Look at me clearly. If you go down to Fremont Street and you don't live here, whatever, if we get big, you start watching this shit. I'm telling you, there's one Michael Jackson guy, and you can look it up. Just put Michael Jackson. He was like bobbing his head, and he is an impersonator. And he looked kind of more like Michael Jackson. And he was like, this guy's good. I mean, he thought it was Michael. I'm like, it was. Fremont Street's wild.
That one's
Do you know
that guy's a little weird. The one that the video that you're talking about,
I like that
the guy that he's watching.
Yes,
that guy's cool.
He's very cool.
He'll come by, and like if I'm off work and I'm just walking by, I'll like say, "Hey, what's up?" and he'll just hit me with like, "Oh," and walk off. And it's like I can't go up on that. I can't top that.
You cannot top that. I mean, like, this is Tito. I mean, first, even that's like. But it's crazy. Anyway, I digress. But you can't top that. But that guy, he's nice. But the guy that's the problem is the guy that actually thinks he's Michael Jackson. And he does look like Michael Jackson a lot. Yeah. But did you ever see them do a dance-off? Like they went back and forth together?
I actually haven't seen them do the dance-off.
Okay, well, just look up on YouTube.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's not that great. But, he's just thinking he's doing his thing. Anyway. Tito, Bust Bubbles, come on over here. Anyway, I digress. So, analog.
Yeah, so those are some characters that I have to.
They've written from coming back. Yeah,
they're in the back of my mind sometimes, thinking conversations I've had with some of these people. I don't know.
And you get your inspiration from those people. Yeah. And those are just kind of in your head rolling. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
I sometimes when I write, and this might not be a good thing, and I'm not, like I said, I haven't written anything in a long time. But when I used to write, I'd always think of a character. And this is bad, really bad. And people would be like, that's not what you do in writing. And be like, okay, what's what I did? That's why I'm not a writer. But I think about an actor that would want to play that and they would hear their voice.
Sometimes I also think about that.
Yeah.
I try to put it in the tone of maybe an actor and then keep my mind open, like try to hear other people as it And then especially like when we're actually having the scripts made and I see the people actually acting,
Oh, that's right.
it's
You
just
said
a
it one
totally
time.
different
Yeah.
like experience because it's, oh, this is what it actually sounds like. This is
Mhm.
what it actually looks like. These words that I wrote, they're on screen, they're
Right.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much. I think that that's a great place to be too as well, because sometimes you have to change some things up. Because with film, as we both know, nothing ever happens the way you want it to happen.
Yeah, it's never exactly how you write it, but even just the big things being the same at sometimes it's enough to just make me think like, wow, I kind of did that.
Yeah, it's nice, and I like what you said before earlier, which is you like seeing things be put together. Like you're gonna later on watch this the analog thing we're gonna drop at some point when we get done with this, but the short or whatever, but just kind of get people a teaser to get
Yeah,
them out there. We had
get the
everybody's brand
feeling
new.
of the
Yeah,
short.
get the feeling of the
Yeah.
short and stuff like that, and it might be like a little series that we're gonna try to put on because I don't know if I told you, but we're doing this thing with Tubi and all the shorts that we're doing when we're putting that. Oh, well, I have told you.
Yeah.
You and Natalie are going to be heading the show. So you and your girlfriend are going to be on that show,
Yes.
and it's going to be a lot like
It's
Tales of the Crypt or whatever.
yeah,
And you
Elvira
guys,
Svengoolie. It's in a
yes,
similar
it's going
vein.
to be great. You guys
Yeah.
already have your names. What's her name?
Her name or my name?
Well, which both of your names?
I plan on being Stevel. Hers is not yet set in stone, but
What was it?
it's not yet set in
Oh, not
stone.
yet?
Yeah.
Okay, work in progress. Okay, good. Well, we're shooting that, and if anyone doesn't know, we're going to be doing like a kind of a Tales of the Crypt slash, Twilight Zone, and you'll be the host of the show. And I like to say, it's like Guilford Godfrey up all night. Hi, my name is Guilford Godfrey, and I'm up all night. And if you were around that time, is Guilford Godfrey still?
He passed a couple years
He
ago.
did pass a couple of
Yeah.
years ago. And there's Up All Night. So they had the show, which I lived off of. I must have been 16 or 15 when I started watching that stuff, maybe 14. That was a long time ago. But we want to kind of bring that thing back. And I think Tubi is ready for this. And please, people, if you're trying to take my idea, don't. Okay? I mean, mid-March, or excuse me, before March, just beginning of March, we want to launch this whole thing. We'll be ready to go. We have T-shirts, and we're going to have swag. Steve, we'll got to talk about the swag and stuff like that for
we'll
the
talk
show.
about it, yeah.
About B-rated, because that's going to be dope. People can be walking around B-rated, cool-ass hats. People want this stuff. So trust me, you heard it here first. Your friendly neighborhood black man. We got some swag coming. Stop playing. All right. So, all right, Steve. Steve. That's kind of
Yeah, exactly.
That's the nickname. Everyone's got nicknames, but Steve's your name. So, where does Steve come from?
It actually comes from my mom.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know
that was her nickname for me, was Steven Evil.
Really?
Stevel. Yeah.
Were you really evil when you were younger, or what was?
No, it's just like, I don't know. Our family is pretty alternative. Like, I grew up watching
I
horror
met your mom,
movies
so now I
and
know.
everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
It all fits
Yeah,
perfectly
the way
together.
that I am today, making this shit, it's
Dude.
because the way my parents raised me.
Your mom was so nice. I've never met your dad before, but your mom, when we shot this, it's inside of her kitchen, and we'll play part of it, whatever, a little bit. You're wigging out like fucking crazy. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? I mean, it's crazy, bro. Where did you get that inspiration to get that fucking nuts? Because you went nuts. You went fucking nuts, man. I love that.
I don't know. I guess I just took inspiration from a bunch of like possession films,
Mhm.
Evil Dead, just anything that I could think of at the moment, and shoved it into the character.
Do you have a theatrical background at all? I mean, like,
Yeah, I was doing theater since I was like maybe 12 or
Okay.
13. I did a bunch of camps, and in high school I was mainly off the stage, but I still did some acting with our film department
Okay.
and stuff like that. I was actually in a short film that won like some award for the state. It was
really?
yeah, it's cheesy, but it's cute. I don't know.
I don't think there's anything cheesy about, here's my thing. I don't think there's anything cheesy about you being on set or being on a theater and around, Garrett told me they did, what was it, Soda Pop and, what was it, Garrett? Outsiders. But theater and around is badass, or black, kind of a black box theater with no proscenium arch and stuff like that. There's nothing weird about, being creative. That's what that's what this platform's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wants to say that, go fuck yourself. Be weird and go to your, 12-hour job and die somewhere in a corner. I mean, like, this is why this world works, because of musicians, because of artists, just in general, making shit. This is why, and my mom's always understood. My dad didn't really, he's a military guy, but I've always been that creative person. And that's, I feel so at home now with my peoples, because with the cameras and the acting and stuff like that, it's just it's wonderful. So don't say that. I mean, I just feel like he didn't say anything bad, but it's like we're all weird, in
Yeah.
that kind of way.
Yeah. If you want to search it up, it was called Pedals. I
Oh,
believe
it's
it
on
was.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I believe the account's David Coggins. It's the director of the
Oh,
short.
like it's almost like David Goggins, the
Yeah,
runner guy.
Davis or
Coggins.
Davis Coggins.
Davis
Yeah,
Coggins. Okay.
that was his name. So if you want to
Okay.
check it out, yeah, I don't know. It's probably the earliest thing that I have on camera out there. So
How old were you?
that was my senior year, so it was 18. I just like shaved off all my hair.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. So what's the play about?
It was about like this forgetful guy. He forgets that he's supposed to go to this play for this girl that he likes, and then he ends up missing it, and he's super late, and then in the end it all kind of works out, but you gotta see it to see how it all comes together.
All right, we won't spoil that. That's definitely not a spoiler. So where do you see yourself in the next? And I know it's kind of I don't like asking these questions, but I just like where do you want to develop? Because we talk about it, and I say it all the time, and people are like, "You're a broken record." It's like, well, whatever. But I believe that like Mark Wahlberg, that this is Hollywood 2.0. It's not here yet, but it's coming. I mean, the traffic
it's definitely on its way.
getting flipping wild.
Yeah.
15 to 95. Don't try to go to Summerlin from here and stuff like that. So I know what people are going to do.
On my way here, there was traffic the entire way.
Yeah,
Construction
it was
just
at 7
awful.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's ridiculous.
But
and they're up Boulder. They're crushing Joker's Wild, and they're putting in like another station casino that's like Durango.
Yeah.
So it's like the growth here is amazing. So what do you think about all that stuff? What do you see yourself? What would be your number one gig that you would want to do?
God, number one gig that I
for television show doing. I mean, visual effects.
I would really like to do visual effects going forward.
Okay.
In fact, I believe with time I can only get better, as most things are. I have a course that I plan on going to next week.
Right.
Actually,
I'm going to support you on that too as well.
Yes, I just put in all my information, payment, and all that stuff today.
I forgot because we just talked like 2 days ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to do effects, some acting, writing, really the full Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero role.
Any Russ Meyer films in there?
Yeah.
If you don't know what Russ Meyer is, everyone's like, anyway, Russ Meyer's. But
yeah, like even if it's small parts, big parts, that being in there, having my face on camera, I think it's just something that I can pass on to, like, when I have kids, be like, hey, I was in there, I worked on that.
Yeah.
But the big goal for me is just being able to make art and live life and have enough to be happy and keep on making more art.
That's what we're trying to do here. I mean, like, it might not be a lot, but I think that people have done a really great job on being on Tubi and doing that. And that's what this test that I'm trying to do is we start our own thing here. I mean, we've got cameras and stuff like that. We're all directing things and we're all helping each other out. But the bigger part is that I'm trying to use whatever little bit name that I've had, which is not a big name at all, but whatever know I have you guys now because we couldn't do that without you. Before first we were holding cameras, stuff like that, things were kind of cruddy. Now they're just fucking amazing. You guys just do a great job.
Yeah, I remember how things were when I started because I'm probably the oldest mentee that's still sticking around.
That's true.
Hasn't moved or
That's true.
Gone on to other things. But yeah, I remember how things were when we started, and it's just gotten so much better, streamlined. It's a totally different game from 2 years ago.
I mean, you're right. From a few years ago, looking at even just the earliest stuff from Echo Shadows, which we almost finished.
Looking at Sleepers, like I could see acting wise of myself, like because I'm in the opening of it, and it's just night and day compared to later projects.
Yeah, I mean, it's me holding the camera primarily. Marcelo held the camera a little bit too as well, but you didn't know that much about it at that time. Marcelo was kind of like one of the earlier people. You were definitely right after him.
Yeah.
Moses was there after Marcelo. But yeah, I mean, like you were like third generation.
Don't forget about Ryan.
Huh?
Ryan was there.
My gosh,
Ryan just started right before me.
Back. I missed that guy.
Yeah.
I really do. But but you're right. But we had a core group of people now that is kind of expanded out, and everybody is super, super professional. Like I feel really good about everything. I mean, got Russell, Mr. We call him Uncle Ruckle. Uncle Ruckle got a job. He's, I think he did an interview with Kendrick Perkins from the Boston Celtics.
Oh, nice.
Huge. I mean,
Yeah.
so we were out there at the CES. He was in the ghetto CES. I was in the real Summerlin CES. So I started from the bottom, but now I got there. So I really did. But yeah, I mean, like it's immensely grown. Your knowledge is so much different, and that's why I'm like want to support you a little bit monetarily for you doing this thing that you're doing for this visual effects stuff. Because guess what? This is gonna help everybody. I mean, we need more people. You got to push Russell because once you get better, Russell will be like, Russell, your shit sucks." And Russell will be like, "Nah," and Russell's gonna start. We just iron sharpens iron. You get better, he gets better. He gets better, he gets better. We all get better.
Mean, I feel like even like a year from now, we're all just going to be even more incredible than we already are.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing, my my ploy is to basically start all of this stuff, kind of like Roger Corman, and someone believe in this. Go, you know what? You guys are making some really headway. And you guys have made some money. Be successful. Even that's making, in indie film, and Mitch Altieri, he's one of the Butcher Brothers, did some great films for Lionsgate, also Sony's like super. And I got a chance to direct, Starlight with him. And if you make $1 above whatever the budget was, if we make $10,000 on Tubi or $100,000 or whatever, we're successful. Someone's going to say, "Hey, we're going to give you guys money, open a small bit of a studio, and make horror films," and that's going to give everybody a job.
Yeah,
that's it. It's a closed network. Whoever's in the free stuff, like you guys all, it's all jobs for all of us, And so it's like, we might make $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever it is, doing this stuff or whatever. But at least it's something we're doing. We're doing what we love.
More than we would make if we weren't doing it, right? Like. And on top of that, we're able to make what we want to make.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing, is putting out our voices and finding out, like, what we want out there.
Exactly. And we just want to be, we want our stuff to be seen. It doesn't have to be the best by any means or anything like that. It just has to be completed. And I think that when you visualize and put a plan of action, and I think I've been more really on my P's and Q's now, much more just locked in on this, locked in on only one thing, not the end goal, locked in on what can I do to be of service to you? What can I be of service to her, to him, to these two guys, all these gentlemen, and people, Christiana and Stephanie and this, Ryan. How do I get locked in on that? Because when I do that and I can be in service to other humans, then things happen. Shit just gets nuts, And so that's why when I saw you getting all crazy like that, like, I like that guy. Because I always say it as a director, let's get fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's a Michael Keaton line.
Yeah, I was going to say Batman.
If Batman,
yeah.
Get fucking nuts, let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what all about. This energy, man. Like, I feel energy, bro. And we're going to fucking rock, man. And if you're seeing this, people like, good and well, some shit is fucking cracking. Trust me on this. Real Fleet Academy, all these people, motherfuckers, you're going to see us. And you're going to see our shit, And you can say whatever you want to say about it, but guess what? It's art. And art is meant to be just looked at and, you can laugh at it, whatever you want to do. I don't care. But we're going to be out there. We really are. We're not going to stop. We're not going to take no for an answer. So what else?
Exactly.
I mean, what's new on like the horizon for you?
On the horizon?
Yeah.
Let's see. I have a few scripts that I'm working on.
Okay.
They're
shorts or features?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I'm mainly shorts and working on some episodic stuff.
Okay.
For,
well, that's right. But we're doing, and because the fires happened in LA, and Ami, Khan, that's in LA, we're trying to finish up our vampire series that we have. That I can see as a series now. Oh, that's right. Your work. I 2 days ago, I'm figuring things out. I told you to work on it as an episodic, like maybe 5 or 15-minute increments or whatever, so that we can. And you've got to kind of work some of his stuff, Garrett's stuff, because Garrett's acting. And Garrett's like a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, no, Garrett's doing great in there.
Yeah, I mean it's we'll get to that, but we have a teaser that's going to be coming out, so we're going to try to do a Kickstarter. So please, people, if you see this, and you see some other stuff, maybe you could help us out a little bit.
If you want to see some badass vampires,
dude. I mean, we're bringing out some stops here. At least, I'm not saying I know everything about vampires, but we know something.
Yeah, we know a good amount.
Definitely going to do the Anne Rice stuff. Vampires can't go out in daytime, and the werewolves can be doing their bidding. But the biggest thing about this show is that I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not saying shit.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that, but it's a good show.
It's a good show.
It's called
Blood Brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And you're actually acting in that, and you wrote
the
actual 22-minute episode. Well, basically what 23 minutes an episode.
Yeah, yeah. But it was a story by Garrett and by yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you too as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Garrett did mess around with some stuff. He was,
It
but I
wouldn't be here if it weren't for you
yeah.
guys bringing
And you
it to
came
me.
in,
And
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. No, I think it's great, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Mhm.
And I got some new tricks that I'll show
Really?
you for that. Yeah,
Some
yeah.
blood.
Some blood, some effects,
Okay.
easily done and applied effects on top of that.
Is it fast, Steven?
Yes, it is
Okay.
fast. It just takes some prep time, and then it's good.
All right.
I'm like
all right.
Batman. All I need is prep time.
I like it. I like it a lot because I mean, I don't want to talk about the cuts in Stephanie's movie, man.
Yeah, that I
No,
wasn't.
it's not anybody's fault. It's just that everything was crazy because we had a real knife on set. You know, Stephanie had talked about that in her episode. It was just wild. You didn't do anything bad. It's just that it just takes time to prep.
I just wasn't necessarily prepared
Yeah.
for the whole cut on the leg.
Yeah. And then Russell gets bumped accidentally by somebody else.
Yeah.
And then,
it spilled Prozac all in the sink.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was a wild set, but I mean, we were all tired. We were filming like
12, 15, 13 hours, something like that.
It was a while, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Natalie did a
then
great
also the
job
day
too, though.
before.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was crazy.
It was crazy. I mean, and your girlfriend did a great job. I remember seeing her in Garrett's film, and we just had a little bit of my dude. She needs to be on camera, you know, and she is just
She's incredible.
She absolutely is incredible, man. I mean, like she's badass, bro.
She is, yeah.
I mean, you know, some people, and they won an award.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that movie was great, and I think all of the stuff that we have, like whether it's released or not released, it's of that quality. Like we should be out there. We should be winning awards. It's just a matter of when we're ready to release it, you know?
No, and that's the thing. I mean, I think we found a space now to release some of these shorts because a lot of times I think that filmmakers feel deemed, if you have a short and you think that, you know, want to sign a contract with me or something like that, we're trying to do some things on Tubi. So I think there's a space for that. It used to be back in the day. They used to have spaces just for shorts where you could just release shorts and actually make some money. We're not talking like a whole bunch of money or anything like that and getting rich off of it, but for us, it's more of like making things so people can see that and say, you guys have something here. That's all we're trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to have a voice for people that can't really get their stuff out there.
That's exactly it.
A matter of actually having your project seen, distributed, making some money off of it, and that's the important thing. You know?
Yeah, that is important. I mean, I think the thing is, the reason why we talk about B-rated, right? We say B-rated to go A-rated. I'm not saying A is better than B per se, because there's a space for indie film that hasn't been there for years, and I think that in the 90s, you know, you can't make the same films that you made in the 90s you can make now, for damn sure. You know, it's 2025, and things are just different just in general.
At the same time, you can make so much more. Technology's advanced so much that you might not be able to make the same stuff, but you can make more stuff. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Evil Dead. That started out as a 14-minute short, and it turned into 1 movie, 2 movies, 3 movies, a series, and 2 remakes, sequel adjacent things.
Yeah, I mean, I think well, I won't say every great, but a lot of great filmmakers like Sam Raimi have had their, you know, Meet the Feebles. I mean, Sam Raimi did Evil Dead 1, 2, and then, you know, Army of Darkness, stuff like that, which you're talking about. But Sam Raimi is just, you know, Sam would have never told you, hey, you see the Spider-Mans, which were absolutely incredible, a $200 million budget film from what he started from. I tell you, cut your teeth on horror. Cut your teeth on horror.
Yeah, it's easy. There's a market for it, and it might not always be the best movie, but hell, just remake it. That's what he did.
Yeah, and you learn a lot from making movies like this. You know, containment. You know, and Garrett knows as well. Being in the theater world, you know, 1X. You have to be contained on one set. There's not a lot to do. You got to make a lot of things up. And we always start off with like, Steven, that's a great idea, but do we have a train station? I mean, like, that's the kind of things you learn.
You have to be real about where you're shooting, what you're shooting, what the idea is. I mean, I've had some very unrealistic ideas, but hell, keep them in the back and then use them when you actually have a budget and you have studios, and at some point it'll work out.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question. Last little thing. Where can people find you? Like, if they want to hire you to make, because this is, I mean, look at these. Bring the hands up just in front of your body so people can see some of this stuff.
Bring the hands over as well.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'm not gonna say I just finished them today, but I definitely did just finish them today.
They're dope.
Yes. I'm actually very happy with how they came out.
I am too, because I
Before
always saw the right hand
yesterday,
before. You only
yeah,
had the right or
it was
left
the
hand before.
left. It was
Yeah.
left. Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of hard to make a right hand when you're
Okay.
right-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, if you want to find me, specifically for the creatures, effects, and anything in that vein, Weird Woods Productions on Instagram, WYRD. Weird as in Shakespearean weirding, seeing the future, all that.
Right.
You know, it's a fun little nod to literature. And
Mm-hmm.
then for acting or just my personal, it's Stevel 88 or 888. I don't remember off the top of my head,
That's
but
fine. I'll put it.
you'll find it.
I'll put it in
Yeah.
the yeah. It'll be in the description of on
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then for all the projects that I work on, you'll find them on Real Fleet. That's the
Yeah.
best place to find all the stuff that I actually
Yeah.
work on.
And I'll put some of the links. I'll put all your links on there, but I'll be putting some of the stuff where your work that people see you. They won't maybe hear you per se, but they'll see some of this stuff. We'll release all this stuff, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Oh, and on top of that, the gloves, I do have to shout out the nails to Nails in Your Coffin. It's Natalie's, my girlfriend's
Wow.
nail page. She
They-
made those. They were incredible. They're killer. They're sharp.
Well, you know what, Stephen, it's been a pleasure having you. And I mean, I'm being honest, you're just such a light. And whenever I see your face, I always get happy. When I see all your faces, I get happy. But there's not anyone that I get really sad and go, oh, I don't want to see that person. But I love you guys to pieces, man. I said, I don't know, maybe I wasn't here necessarily to have, kids or anything like that. But I can tell you what, you guys are all my kids. I mean, for sure. And I see you're all different. And that's what I love about everybody. You all have your own style. Today your hair is normal. Typically it could be a blue,
A green, a red,
yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I like all the aspects of you and who you are, Stephen. Please
Thank
don't
you.
ever change. Continue to be great and gracious and have gratitude. And I love you, man.
I love you too, man. You're awesome.
Thank you, brother, man.
Best mentor I've ever had.
Well, you know what? I'm here for some time and again, keep myself here and keep myself in shape as best I possibly can. And we're going to be doing some stuff.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
appreciate you.
shout out to you, man. You're not only are you teaching all of us, but you're keeping us all organized. You have so many projects, and that I don't know. You're just an incredible mentor.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, so much.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. And with that being said, you guys, this is our time. I just want to appreciate everybody here that's listening or watching. And if you can, please give us a follow and a like and an ad, either on between TikTok, IG, or YouTube. But you're going to find us B rated. It's BE underscore. Well, actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to put it in the description. You'll see it. All right. We're out of here, guys. Don't worry. We got Mark Wahlberg. I told him he couldn't come because Steven took a seat today. But maybe,
Sorry,
Mark,
Mark.
if you're lucky. Yeah, we might get you in. We might squeeze you in. All right. Love and light to you guys. And if you know somebody, by the way, that is an artist that's training rats and dogs and snakes and stuff like that. Actually, I do know a snake charmer. I'm kind of afraid. I don't know if I want a snake on set. But anyway, if you do know some people that should be in the seat and they're an artist, musician, anybody, please have them come. Have them write to us and tell us why. All right. We're out.